And welcome back. Well, our next guest is here to share her very personal story, hoping it will inspire you. She was struggling as a working mom, her finances were becoming a problem, and she was diagnosed with cancer and felt her relationship with her husband was changing, and so was her sense of self. Despite those problems, she found a way to live with peace and joy.
Polly Campbell wrote this book. It's called Imperfect Spirituality, Extraordinary Enlightenment for Ordinary People. And she joins us now to share some insight on how to find peace smack dab in the middle of a very busy and very complicated life, which I think all moms feel that they have.
People are listening to you right now.
And you know, I mean, you found out you had melanoma, you've had rheumatoid arthritis since you were 3 years old,
Right.
You were working, you experienced a lot of problems that moms have. Do you feel like at some point you make a choice? Let's just talk about women specifically here for a moment. Do we make a choice? I mean, there's a lot of things we could complain about. There are a lot of things that happen to us in life, and there are reasons to be bitter and to think negatively. You make a choice to be positive?
I think it absolutely is a choice. And I think part of the challenge is to become aware when you're in that stuck cycle, when you're feeling angry or bitter. You know, when I was going through all the transitions you mentioned, I started by blaming my husband and by getting angry at the world. And then I realized I'm just getting disconnected from who I am and what I need to be. And I made a choice to rebuild that connection and start again. And I think that's really a message. We can start at any point, but it is a choice.
And that's one of the things you say is build sustainable success. How do you do that? How do you build that? What's the first step for people?
So often we're looking for the end result. I want to be 50 pounds lighter. I want $1 million in the bank. Whatever it is. I really think you take baby steps every single day. I think what we're going for is the feeling that $1 million would give us, the sense of security or peace. I think we're going for the feeling we want from a great relationship or the feeling of health when we lose weight. So if we take baby steps every day, not only do we end up with our ultimate goal, but we create a lifestyle that supports it after we get there. Because how many times you say, I want to lose weight, and you do, and then you put it right back on.
Yeah.
So create a lifestyle, one that uplifts the moments of every day, so you feel good while you're in the process, and then you also achieve the things you want.
What about, you know, you talk about choosing that goal or desire, regardless of what it is, and it's that feeling that we want from reaching that goal. But what you're saying is that you can have that positive feeling along the way. You don't have to wait until you lose those 50 pounds, or wait until you get that job you've always wanted, or there's that much money in the bank.
Absolutely. I think feel it now. You know, if you choose the carrots over the chips later today, celebrate that you chose the carrots. You made a healthy step in your life, or whatever it is, baby step you take toward your goal. Pay attention to that. You know, life is hard. Things are going to come in. But if you can accept those moments, find meaning in them, and really celebrate the successes you have and give yourself a break, I think you can feel good now. And then you set up this chain reaction. You feel better in this moment and then a little better in the next. Pretty soon you have a pretty good feeling life.
And you kind of call that getting out of the perfect trap, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we all get hung up. I certainly was there during this transition 6 years ago, where I was trying to measure up to these ideals I had. What a good mother looks like, and what a good wife looks like. And in the midst of all those changes, I didn't know. And so finally I decided that what I was doing was okay. I was going to do my best job. I was going to go for good so I could keep growing and learning instead of trying to be great every moment. And I was going to do what I needed to do for myself rather than what I felt like I ought to do. And yeah, I think you can feel better when you're doing that. I think you can reconnect with yourself, and then you put more energy into all your talents and the abilities you do have rather than trying to fix and hide what you don't.
How do you stop from feeling like a victim? A lot of people will feel like, especially with your health issues, you know, I'm a victim. Or people think other people do things to them, or things happen in relationships, and they feel like a victim. How do you overcome that? I
think that is also a choice. I think sometimes you start by whining and complaining and fussing about circumstances, but keep it on a time limit. You know, when I'm having a tough day with the arthritis, I give myself 10 minutes. Okay, my life is so hard for 10 minutes, right?
It's like a timeout.
You get up and get moving. It is like a timeout. And I think what you really need to do is take measurable action then, because you be accountable for your life. When you are accountable for your life, that means you can also create it. If you're the victim, you're going to be stuck in that place. But take baby steps, measurable steps, so you can say, I am creating this experience, and then it becomes easier.
We're almost out of time, but I want to get to this question because I think it's a real valuable one to do with your book especially, is how you can raise a more spiritual child, because that's one of the things that you also talk about in your book.
I think if we work with our families on this stuff, it eases stress in the moment. It helps our kids grow up and be more balanced and healthy people. You can meditate with your child. I do this with mine. She usually hyperventilates because she starts taking some deep breaths. Yeah, she's sick. She's sick. Talk to them about limiting beliefs and how they can choose their thoughts to create their life. Do visualization with them when they're going off to sleep. They're great with their imaginations. Have them create the feeling of their perfect day. So when they wake up in the morning, they realize that they can also create their experience.
I love that.
Such a wonderful book.
I'm also a big fan of vision boards. I think those are great for people, and writing down your goals on a list. It's so great. You've got this wonderful book signing tonight going on right next door to us here at Outpost Natural Foods. It's right here on Capitol Drive. The phone number, if you have any questions, is 414-961-2597. But again, it's right on Capitol Drive, Outpost Natural Foods at 7 o'clock tonight. The book, Imperfect Spirituality, Extraordinary Enlightenment for Ordinary People, by Polly Campbell.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Love the title of that, too. Thanks for being here.
Oh, a pleasure. Thank you.
Fun to have you.